Zrandani, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the Dark Miraculouses. This is one of my most popular theories. Honestly, I'm not that surprised. A lot of fans that actually have watched my videos in the past always come back to this series, and I can't blame you. The Dark Miraculouses are honestly really interesting, and I basically what this video is I want to explain what I think is the origins for the Dark Miraculouses, rather than actually diving into each and every single one of the Kwamis and their Miraculouses. Because I do think that there are a whole bunch, but the biggest problem with that is that I can't actually start to dissect them, because one of the biggest parts of this one is that I have to look over several different cultures to find out several different monsters that would actually tie into this. It's not as easy as, say, the Chinese or the Greek or the Native American. These ones have easy access because of the fact that they have a zodiac based off of them. And I'm pretty sure that the South American one, the African one, and probably a lot of other ones also have their own zodiacs that we could actually use to figure out basically what a whole bunch of the Miraculouses are. But the Dark Miraculouses, they're not really connected to any culture specifically. It hasn't even been confirmed by anyone that these are actually a thing. And as such, why do they exist? The first thing is that it's mostly because of one of the basic concepts for a lot of different cultures. Basically, there cannot be good without evil, and there cannot be evil without good. This duality has constantly been in many different cultures. And one of the biggest aspects of that is, well, wondering how exactly would this specific thing work? Um, Oh, there's a lot of issues, and I don't know if I will be able to go over every single one of them, but yeah, there are a lot of different situations here. Firstly, we know that this aspect still exists somewhere in Miraculous. Basically, we've noticed that certain qualities of these different Miraculouses are dualities of each other. Specifically, one of the biggest ones is that of creation and destruction for the ladybug and black cat. More than likely, there is also a aspect of life and death, which I'm gonna most likely be giving to that of the South American box. While it could also go to the Central American box, but South American just kind of makes a little bit more sense to actually connect there. I'm honestly not sure, but I think that if they were going to be doing multiple boxes, they would probably give one to South America and one to North America. And then basically one for each continent. Um, I'm not 100% certain on this, but that's kind of the way that I'm seeing things going right now. But the Dark Miraculouses are basically taking all of the dark aspects like selfishness, which is off of the butterfly's miraculous power of selflessness. By uh, by creating one that is of selfishness, that means that the selflessness of these other miraculous, of the butterfly miraculous, also kind of fuels that of the selfishness. And it's a lot of just chaos there. Now, selfishness in all aspects is not a good trait by really anyone's standard. Yes, it can be useful in certain circumstances to be selfish to a certain degree, but too much of it, like what we would see in that of the miraculous or the Kwami, it's uncontrollable, and as such, it needs to be sealed away. Miraculouses like this are more than likely very, very common. destruction, that of the destruction Kwame, plague, as well as the Kwame of death, are probably two of the only evil miraculouses that are not within this dark box. There might be a few more, but these ones are specific because of the fact that they are considered by a lot of people to be very, very evil. But these two Kwames stood against that fact and chose not to use their power for evil, but instead chose to use it for good. One of the reasons that they are allowed to be in these other boxes is because I believe that these two are responsible for actually capturing all of the evil miraculouses. They were the ones who drew these Kwames over to the creators of the miraculous, and making sure that these miraculouses would never see the light of day ever again. Basically, by telling these Kwames things like, oh, if you merge with a human, you will gain more power and more control than ever before. We all know that Kwames have immense power, even by themselves. Plague is one of the biggest examples because whenever he uses his power without a master, he causes immense destruction. One of the biggest examples is that of, well, the dinosaurs. He destroyed entire species on accident using his power. So he would absolutely be one of them that they would, if he was able to have more control, thanks to having someone that he could work with, he would be one of the biggest examples to them, and they would realize, hey, maybe we should actually do this. Going then to these creators of the Miraculouses, hoping that once they were in their Miraculouses and being equipped to someone else, they would take advantage of these humans and completely destroy the world. And honestly, that is the fear that many of the Guardians share. These Kwames are too dangerous to be let out. As such, they lock them away so they are never seen again. And as such, these Kwames are very, very dangerous. Like I said, ones like selfishness are definitely in there, but there are other aspects. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if, because of the fact that there's a Kwame of illusion, there might be a Kwame of reality. And that, I know that that's kind of a weird one to say would be an evil miraculous, but in truth, too much reality can actually be very detrimental. By not telling a few lies, you could actually harm a lot of people. Let's say that you're captured by some evil criminal, and he says that he will kill your friend if you don't tell him where, if you don't give him directions to the bank. I know that's a weird situation to say, but in that case, maybe you could say something like, give him directions to a police station, but claiming that it's the directions to the bank. This is a big example from that of My Hero Academia. Mina says these exact words. Basically, when Gigantamacha is threatening her friends and is asking for and basically he's going to kill them if they don't give him directions to a specific hero agency, she runs up and directly points him to the police station as basically her way of making sure that they go to that he went to some place that would actually get him arrested, or she hopes would get him arrested. It saved a lot of lives. She saved a lot of lives that day. And the same thing goes for illusion and reality. So, yeah. Lots of these different things happen, and as such, you have to acknowledge the fact that these miraculouses are important to keeping maintenance in the world, but by keeping them under lock and key, it means that that there won't be an overflow of that energy. Again, selfishness. No one thinks that selfishness is a good thing. So keep it under lock and key, safe away from everyone. And basically, these Miraculouses would be locked away forever. Now, as for when they will actually start appearing, I actually think it's going to be a lot sooner than you think. A lot of people think, I've mentioned it specifically calling it the Halloween box. And as such, I think a lot of people think that when I say that, I mean that there is going to literally be these guys showing up in the Halloween special. But honestly, at this point, I don't think that's necessarily the case. I actually think that they're going to be showing up a lot sooner. More specifically, that new villain, the Guardian. Yeah, I think he is actually going to be responsible for actually bringing the dark box to France, to Paris, and he is going to be causing a lot of mayhem. Basically, what I think is going to happen is that Master Fu is going to come out and remember at least a lot of it and say something along the lines of, "No, I chose Marinette to be the new Guardian. She is the Guardian, not you. You do not get to take this." And the other Guardians, because I feel like there is going to be some way that they connect with them, are going to agree with Master Fu and say, okay, if Master Fu thought that she was worthy to be this Guardian, she is keeping the box. You come back. And out of rage and hatred and jealousy, when he comes back to the temple, he is actually going to steal the dark box as basically a way to sow mayhem in Paris, so that he can then gain the Chinese box and have it for himself and actually become the Guardian again. Basically, what he's doing is throwing a monkey wrench and basically claiming that Marinette is not worthy to be a Guardian. As such, he should be the Guardian. Because he thinks that if he holds the box, he would be able to recapture all of the Miraculouses in a very short amount of time, even though they are the evil Miraculouses. So, yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun and chaos that I think a lot of fans are going to be really excited for. But honestly, I can't tell right now. So, for now, we just have to wait. But I will be doing some videos soon-ish on basically all of the different Miraculouses and Kwamis, and basically figuring out what the heck each of them are, what their powers could be, and all that sort of stuff. But it takes time and research to actually figure these things out. So, unfortunately, I can't say for sure when those videos are actually going to start up. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below, and if you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment. And of course, if you are new or you just haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and ring that notification bell because it really does help a lot. And of course, if you want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias and ways that you can support us financially, including our Patreon and our merch store, which should be getting some new stuff soon, but I'm not exactly certain exactly when. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. But on!